Hi, welcome to Let's Cook. I am here with John Donahue, Executive Chef for Cuisine Magazine. John, welcome to Let's Cook.
Hi, Paul.
Thanks so much for coming down. And all the recipes we're doing today, actually, they're on your website.
Yes.
And what is your website?
CuisineMag.com.
CuisineMag.com. You can get all of these recipes. We're going to go over the menu right now, and you can bring these recipes to somebody's house for the holiday. We're doing a pumpkin cranberry muffin. Then we're doing an apple crisp and chewy ginger cookies, which I can't wait to try. So these are just great party gifts, right?
They're great. Yep.
Get invited to somebody's house. They're easy, simple.
Yep, they go together real easy, and you can put them in the oven and go do some other things for a while, and they come out real well.
Especially, but then you get the smells in the house too, and that's what counts.
Holiday potpourri.
Potpourri. Holiday potpourri, I like that. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and get started on the muffins?
Okay. I put together the sugar, both sugars, the brown sugar, the white sugar.
Now, could you just use light brown sugar if you wanted to do this?
You could, but I like the extra punch that the brown sugar gives.
Boy, if this is one time a year you use pumpkins, pureed pumpkins out of a can, this is one time you really can. So you have the pumpkins going in there. This is your
and buttermilk.
Buttermilk. I love buttermilk. I love buttermilk ice cold about 12:30 at night with a little bit of salt in it. Just drink it. Go put you right to sleep. It does. I don't know why. My father used to do that.
Really?
Yeah, I think he used to do that.
I told my son that you could drink buttermilk, and he looked at me and he said, "You're kidding me."
No, actually, it's an acquired taste. And you do need to be careful with it because it's not exactly low fat, buttermilk.
No?
No, I don't think so. So you just mix all your wet together. So this is a little different because a lot of times when you make a muffin, you would mix it dry together first.
Well, I mix the wet first, and then I'm going to mix the dry ingredients. I'll take the flour.
Okay. So you like to use a lot of dishes for the holidays.
That was the salt and the baking soda.
Okay.
And then this is the cinnamon and the nutmeg. And a little bit of cloves.
You have to be careful with the cloves, everybody. When your recipe calls, here, I'll take those for you. Yeah, thank you. When the recipe calls for cloves, you need to be very careful because they can take over almost anything. They really can.
Same with the nutmeg. You want to be careful.
Okay, so you mix those together?
So mix that together. And
can I help you here?
Sure.
Just drip a little bit at a time? Just till it comes together?
Yep.
Beautiful. And then you have cranberries that go in here as well? Dried cranberries. And you can't use fresh in this, can you?
You could. You could.
But you'd have to cook them a little bit.
No, you could put them in there just raw.
Would it be tart?
It'd be a little bit tart, but the muffin's sweet, so I think it would work well. And then the streusel topping should sweeten it up enough.
This has a beautiful streusel topping. So now you add those. I'm going to go ahead and spray the tin here with the spray. And even though this is a non-stick tin, I like to spray. I don't trust them. I think it's an age thing where I just don't trust it that it's not going to stick. So I'll just a little bit of pan coating on here. It won't hurt.
No, and since we're using a non-stick, we should lower the oven temperature 25 degrees so that we don't make them too dark.
Okay. Okay, I'll make sure we do that. And you want me to go ahead and fill these now?
Yes, please. And then I'll go ahead and make the streusel topping.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get these in here. You just want them about 3/4 of the way full?
You can top them right up to the top.
Right
that
up
way,
to the...
Yep, that way you'll get a nice crown when they come up out of the pan.
I'm going to the top with the muffins today. There's something about the holidays, John, where I just kind of get in a giddy, silly mood, especially doing something like this. And to bring this to somebody's house as a gift, it's a really nice thing to do because it just it's whenever you bring something that you've made, you know, it's a homemade gift, whether it be a food or, you know, for my friends out there, suit, pair of pants. If it's home, you know, it just kind of brings it out, you know. So I like to do that. So let me go ahead. You're gonna have your streusel topping done here before I get this done. Now you're doing that with 2 knives, just cutting the butter into the flour and the pumpkin seeds.
Yep, this is the, I'm holding off on the pumpkin seeds because I don't want to chop them all up, but the butter and the sugar and the flour, I'm going to cut it up here. You can do it with 2 knives, or you can buy a pastry blender, which, you know, you use knives 365 days of the year, but the pastry blender tends to come out just
Around
the holiday time, yeah.
The pastry blender is it kind of looks like, well, how would you describe a pastry blender?
It's sort of like a one-sided whip.
A one-sided
Yeah,
whip, yeah.
yeah.
It's so one-sided, I didn't have one at my studio today. So here, let me get the rest of these full up here. I dripped a little bit here. I'm sorry about that, John. I got an oval scoop for a round hole here. So, but I think this will work. And this is a nice recipe because this makes exactly 12. And how long do these take?
In the oven, they take about 22 to 25 minutes.
22 to 25 minutes, which means that you have to stay through the whole show to see these because that's when we're going to be taking them out of the oven, right at the end of the show today. So these are good to go. How's this streusel?
It's just about ready.
That's nice. Just how much of this do you put on there?
About a tablespoon.
A tablespoon?
Oh, use a spoon.
Oh, you can use a spoon when you do this. John, we're going to take a little break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're talking apple crisp, party foods for the holidays. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Party Foods for the Holidays. I'm here with Chef John Donahue from Cuisine Magazine. These are your recipes, your magazine's recipes that you can actually go to their website and find. And now we're doing an apple crisp. What a simple, great dessert, great party food to bring, John.
It's a nice combination of flavors and textures, and it's rich with cream and eggs and butter.
And American heritage as well. So what are we going to do first?
What I'm going to do is saute the apples.
Okay.
And just cook them till they're just almost soft. And then we're going to make a custard to pour over top, and then a streusel topping after that.
Okay, well,
so I'm going to start with the apples.
And I'm just going to take one over here, and I'm just going to show somebody an easy way to peel an apple where you take the top off, then you cut the bottom off right here. And rather than using a peeler, what I do is you just follow it down this way. And that way you get a nice shape to the apple as well. Where you just pull this down here. Do you need a little bit more heat on there? There you go. That'll come right up.
I like to take and do it around the apple kind of thing and see how long you can get the peel.
Oh, if you can do the whole peel. I like to do that too, but it's going to be hard for me to do that now, John, because I already started on the apple. Maybe I have another apple. I'll try and do that. I don't mind. It's kind of fun. A lot of people don't work with the paring knife that much anymore, so it's a good thing to do. So I'll just take it that way. I'll use the good old apple corer here. Get rid of the core there. If you don't have one of those, you can just, you know, go out to the store and get yourself one for Christmas. Right?
So after the butter's been melted, then...
You cut these in large pieces, right?
Yep. About an eighth, depending on the size of the apple.
So I think I got 9 out of here, but it was a big granny. It really was. What's that? I think that's going to work in that pan I think we have because the dish is right there.
Yep.
Okay. And then what goes on these? Just a little cinnamon?
A little bit of cinnamon goes on top after the apples have been added.
Cinnamon, apples, butter. So simple, so good. Okay. What do you
While
need me
these
to
are
do?
sauteing, you want to go ahead and make up the custard?
Okay, sure.
And I'll make the streusel over here.
So I always, John, I always break my eggs in a bowl when I do a show on TV to make sure that I don't get any shell in it, actually. Some people talk about blood spots, but I'm not finding those that often in eggs
I
anymore.
found one last week, actually.
You did?
Believe it or not. Unfortunately, I did the dish, pre-dish.
You did? Good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to do. And then, so we have our eggs. Take our sugar. Splash of vanilla here.
I've added the flour, the sugar, the oats, and the chopped walnuts to this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and add the butter.
And you just cut that just like any streusel topping.
Yes.
Here we are. Let me get a spoon for those, okay? Just stir these around a little bit just till they start to get a little color. Turn them over. It's just, this smells so good. And how long does this bake in the oven then?
About 35 to 40 minutes. And you want to make sure and don't underbake it because it won't be crisp. So you want to keep an eye on it. Make sure you don't get it too dark around the edges, but about 35 to 40 minutes.
And you just want these just to soften up just a
little bit, yep.
Okay, well, I got the custard going here. So this is something that you could actually make the day before and just take to somebody and...
Well, you know what? Ideally, you should use it the same day.
Same day.
It gets soft overnight if you refrigerate it overnight.
Same day party dish. So if you're taking this to a party, you just want to make sure you make it on the same day. But you can see how easy this is, you know. In between getting ready to go to the party, you could probably just put this in right before you go to get cleaned up, and you come out and you're ready to go. And take it warm, too. Ooh, warm to the party. How are the apples? Are these good here now?
Yep, that looks good.
Okay, we'll shut that off. There we go. Here we go. We can put the bowl right there. That's good.
A little spray for that?
A little spray? Sure, we have a little spray there. It's amazing how things just fly to you. It's got to be the holidays. There we are. There you go. It's good to go. A beautiful touch with food. Now, the other thing is you always make a few more apples, right?
Right.
You always want to, and by cutting them this large, you just have one nice flat layer of them.
You want to have one layer. You don't want to pile them too high because then again you'll lose your crisp effect.
Now I have this is a question because everybody's always trying to save time in the holidays, but could they buy frozen apples?
You can buy
use
frozen.
these?
Sure.
Definitely use frozen apples. So if you don't have time to do the peeling thing, you could buy frozen apples and custard.
Custard on top.
Custard on top. Beautiful. How high up? About that high? A little bit more?
A little bit more.
All of it.
Great.
There we are. So we have the custard on top now, and then we just finish it with the streusel.
Streusel goes on top.
Just a little streusel. Now the streusel again has the it has the walnuts and the rolled oats and the
butter and the sugar.
A little bit of flour.
A little bit of flour.
A little bit of flour. Looks great. Well, we're going to get this in the oven. How long again, John?
35 to 40 minutes.
35 to 40 minutes. We're going to take a little break, and then I can't wait to make these chewy ginger cookies for party foods for the holidays. I'm here with Chef John Donahue. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook, where we are talking party foods for the holidays. I'm with Chef John Donahue from Cuisine Magazine. These are your recipes. These are great recipes. They have a great magazine. Ginger cookie. I used to have ginger snaps. These are chewy ginger cookies. My friend Hillary's mother used to make ginger snaps that were just out of this world, so I can't wait to try these. So how do we make these?
These, I cream the butter and the sugar. And then you add an egg.
Just kind of mix that together. While you're doing that, can I mix your dry ingredients in here?
Yep. They have allspice and powdered ginger and the salt and the baking soda.
Okay, great. Put your salt in there. And then my antique Irish whisk right here. Okay. Now the trick to this is the ginger, correct?
Right. The crystallized ginger adds a nice chew and a nice little bite from the spice of the ginger.
Okay. Is that good?
Great.
Good. right there. And then you. How long now? We should explain what creaming is to some people. When you take butter and your sugar and you cream it, you're really incorporating air and dissolving the sugar
Right. And
into the butter.
Yep. It makes it nice and light so that it's ready to take on the flour and your spices and your dry ingredients. So now that I've creamed everything, added the eggs, I'm going to add the dry ingredients.
Flour. You know what? I think I'm going to design. You know, I use parchment paper to do that sometimes, John, but I think I'm going to make a plastic bowl that's somewhat flexible. I think that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they make that, some of the bakery scales, they make that oval
Exactly,
shape.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just kind of mix that together. This, you want to watch your speed, that you don't go too high a speed, because if you go too high a speed, you'll be in trouble.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and finish this.
You're actually going to finish this by hand?
Yeah, by hand.
Okay. Would you like the ginger in there?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. Yeah. Then you get to roll these in. My favorite. Sugar. Now this is nice because this cookie dough, John, you don't have to allow this to sit and rest at all, do you? Just
No, it holds well. If you want to do that, you want to make it ahead, you can refrigerate it and do it the next day if you want. And otherwise, you can just take it and finish it like this.
Okay, great.
And then I'm going to scoop some out.
Okay. You'll be the scooper and I'll be the roller. So you just take it a little bit at a time?
About a tablespoon or so.
About a tablespoon. Put it in there. Just coat it with the sugar and roll it into a little ball.
Around. Yep.
That's what it looks like.
Perfect.
Set it up right here.
These are nice and chewy in the middle, and then they got a nice little crispiness on the outside from the sugar.
Sugar caramelizes a little bit. And these actually bake up really fast too.
They do. Yeah, about 12 to 13 minutes.
So
And they should just start to color around the edges.
actually, just like the ones we have right here.
Exactly.
We already have some done right there that you can take a look at, and you can see how they spread out. You can see we have them on, they're nice round little balls here, about 2 inches apart. Then we have these here where they just kind of spread out and they go really nice. Out of this world. So we got our ginger cookies going here. We're going to continue to make these. We're going to take a little break because then when we come back, I think we have to pull out our muffins, our pumpkin muffins. Don't go anywhere. It's Party Foods for the Holidays. We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back to Let's Cook, where we have made some party foods for the holidays. Again, I'm here with Chef John Donahue from Cuisine Magazine, and I think it's time to pull out the muffins.
They should be just about ready.
Perfect, and all we did, we actually tested these before, where we just inserted a toothpick and it came out nice and clean. So I'll bring the muffins right over here, and we'll put them on a rack to cool them. Rack's very important, right, John?
That's right. You don't want to damage any countertops, so always put it on a rack.
And you know, you can pop them out, but I like to give them, I like to give them a little time to rest, but we'll just take out one so everybody can see how pretty the pumpkin cranberry muffins are. Now, you were telling me about some butter, too.
These, my wife came up with a great cranberry butter where you take a cranberry sauce. The recipe's on the bag of the Ocean Spray cranberries, but simple preparation, let it cool, and then stir in a little bit of butter, and it makes a fantastic spread for the muffins.
Sounds great. And you can get that on the website, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in addition, that's fabulous. But I really want to try one of these muffins. They're just too hot. In addition to the muffins, we did the delicious apple crisp. Little custard filling, and then, John, right there with the glass of milk, we have the
ginger crisp cookies.
Very nice ginger crisp cookies. And I'll tell you, when we went to break, John, I tried one of these cookies. And these are really chewy. They're really moist. They have a nice taste of ginger. They're not overly sweet because I'm not like a really sweet guy. Make sure you take a small bite because it's really hard to speak when they're in your mouth, and we actually have to wish everybody out there a happy holiday. So, you ready? It's so unfair. So let's say happy holidays. Happy holidays.
holidays.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, John. Great job. Really fun.